Hi, everybody,
Hello.
and happy Monday. That is what day it is. Yeah.
It is. It's the time change day.
Oh my
Also
gosh.
known as
struggling.
the worst Monday of the year.
I have no memory of yesterday.
It's all a blur.
I watch the time change always. Like I'm always up when it's 1 a.m. and then it's 1:59 and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and it's very sad.
Yeah.
I've decided to soft roll this time change. I'm only getting up 10 minutes a day earlier. That's the best I can do each day. 10 minutes
That's
a day.
very disciplined. I'm
I
still
just
like
jump right in the deep end. Like I don't slowly adjust at all.
I don't have any meetings scheduled before 10:30, so I can do that.
Ooh, that's nice.
But I feel really bad because I have a West Coast company, but I had to meet with people in Europe, and there's like 1 hour of the day we can all meet. And so my poor people on the West Coast had a 7:30 a.m. meeting, which felt like 6:30 for them.
still dark over
On
there.
a Monday.
That's rough.
I know. They hate me. So
Yikes. Yeah, I'm still going to bed when I'm tired or several hours after I'm tired and waking up based on what time my first meeting of the day is. Don't recommend it.
I'm fairly disciplined because I don't set an alarm. Like I get up when I get up. That's that. So
Yeah.
I have to go to bed at a reasonable time. But nobody likes time change. In conclusion, so
Nah, it's unpleasant.
I know.
So obviously we have a guest today.
We have a guest.
AKA BougieBishFish.
Hello.
Yay!
Have you ever been on a live stream before?
I joined the Moneyless Maven maybe a week or two ago, just on a whim, and talked for maybe an hour or so, and then hopped off. So
Nice.
it's my second one.
Love it. Love it. Love it. We love that you're kind of soft rolling the live streaming.
Oh yeah. Well, if I'm going to soft roll something, it's going to be the live stream and not, my wake up time. I just have to do it and get used to it.
I love it. Love it.
So what if we just go off our aquarium plant lights, not the time zone? Well,
for
if you
me.
have fluvials and chihiros and you don't,
they don't
connect them
acknowledge
to
it.
Yeah, they don't care.
Do your weak aquas? Did they observe the time change, or did you have to do it?
I have to force it to. Yeah.
Yeah, but Casa
every single one.
Plugs, they observe the time change.
Oh, they do.
They do.
They
Well,
do.
Convenient. I didn't know that.
They do.
I only have 50 of them, but I had no idea.
Yeah, they do, which is good because a lot of people use them to run their house.
Mm-hmm.
And my other 17 different brands of Chinese smart plugs, you have to, depending on the app. One of them, I think, does the GoSund app, and then the smart home app, I think I have to open it. It's there's not much of an ecosystem here in terms of the smart devices. It's just whatever's on sale at the time.
Whatever works.
Yep. So I missed that stream with Shirley. I imagine you probably talked about your tanks and stuff, but would you care to talk about them again?
I mean,
you
I'll
mentioned
talk about them for the first time.
50 of them. So
yeah, I have quite a few. I don't know if 50 is the actual number, and I haven't actually gone through and counted them all. But
it's a lot of tanks.
It is, and the majority of them are in the fish room, which is currently under construction. So they're sporadically placed throughout the house at the moment, which I'm sure my wife really enjoys. But yeah, so the majority of them are 10s and 20s for breeding, and I like to keep nano fish, so the small ones, and I have 1, 2, 3 desk tanks that are all one's a 5, and there's 2 10s over here. And then in the office, I have a couple of bigger display tanks. So my biggest is a 65. And then I'm going to put some discus in there. And then the other one is a 40. So there's some angels in there right now that I'm trying to get to pair off. But they're being stubborn, unfortunately.
And your wife has joined the chat.
Yeah. She's very excited for me to be on the stream.
That's fair. Welcome, Maria. And I take it none of the tanks are Maria's. They're all yours.
No,
all your madness.
She is very supportive, but very much hands off. So
Yeah.
So they're all over the house
everything.
too. Like,
Oh yeah, there's. I mean, right now everything's going to be in the fish room eventually, except for the bigger tanks. But right now it's kind of a cluster.
I'd say she's very supportive then.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's no complaints on that end.
so what's the story of the hideous sweatshirt?
Oh, when I was on the Moneyless Maven stream, it must have been a Sunday because I had my Cowboys sweatshirt on. It had a big, Cowboys star on it.
Oh.
And I didn't think anything
Cowboys.
of it, but apparently Zen was a little bit miffed.
All right.
That was my clothing choice.
And then we got $1.99 from Vibes. Here's to amazing guests. Great getting to know Bougie.
A fellow Texan. Yay. We have a real Texas contingent today.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of us down here.
There are a lot of you. And
then another from Vibes, $1.99. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
That's legit.
Yeah. So the complete you know what, Mike? You're lucky your wife even keeps you, because
I mean keeping those fish alive while he's gone for weeks or months at a time.
She's taking care of your kid, your pets, you're flooding her basement.
Did she take care of that, or was she just like, I don't want to see your face until that basement is dry?
I mean,
oh no.
The bathroom situation.
Man. Yeah. So the guest bathroom right now is probably the biggest mess / disaster. It's there's a video of it on YouTube if you care to look at it on my channel. But I have a couple of blackworm cultures going in the tub. So they're sitting on top of 5-gallon buckets. And so whenever I change the water, it just drains right into the tub. It's super convenient. But I keep a couple of those cultures going for the discus and the fish that are a little bit more finicky to breed.
Wow. I don't want to take a bath with blackworms.
Yeah, this is not the only bathtub, I assume. This is
no, it's a guest bathroom, so it's not
okay.
So you just don't want to be a guest in the.
I don't. Yeah,
no, I would clean it. Let's be upfront about that. It will be 100% sanitized and clean by the time any guest would come over. But there's also a 20-gallon tank in there that I was using as a quarantine tank, but there's nothing in there at the moment. So
oh geez,
I had to get creative with a couple of tank placements, as you can see.
I mean, when you have 50 tanks, you got to find a place to put them.
Oh yeah.
And you are building a fish room?
Yeah, so it's, like I said, kind of under construction. I've got the racks and everything in, but the difficult thing is to everything already has fish in it, and so to move the tanks, I don't have Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles, and so I can't lift a whole full tank and move it. So if I want to move things around, I've got to take fish out, find a place for them, and then drain the tank, move it, and yada yada. So it's going, but it's just slower than I had anticipated it to be, which is the story of a lot of people's lives as far as fish rooms are concerned that I've heard of. So
I like taking things slow.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. And
this is a long haul hobby to me.
You shouldn't lift more than you can.
Right.
Oh no, I'm
injuring yourself.
Yeah.
So apparently Zenzo Tazawa, who works for Aquarium Co-op, he's super jacked. He can lift a 55 that is full with decor and water
by himself
and move it. He's super jacked. And I wonder if Jake could do that, because Jake is also super jacked. He moved my 90 empty.
That would be nice.
Himself and just heaved it up on the stand.
Just
what's the going rate
right into place
to rent a Zenzo or a Jake?
I don't know. I mean, Jake will do whatever you want. You just have to feed him. But I don't move anything. I'm not even going to move a 10-gallon by myself.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not doing
anything. Thank you, Vibes, for the third super chat.
He's so nice.
Thank you, Vibes. But it is a challenge as a woman
Mhm.
in fish keeping, moving some of these things.
Oh yeah. And that reminds me of Rebecca's video recently. She's talking about like the challenges of being a woman in fish keeping.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an awesome video, like at least to get the
Yeah.
conversation started. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, not the negative parts of it, but like I like that she started it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a
good
conversation worth
discussion.
having.
This is Women's History Month.
Yes.
So it's very apropos.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is indeed. International Women's Day. Is it the 3rd of March? I can't remember.
I do remember that.
I thought it happened already. Did it not?
Yeah.
I think March 3rd. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong. But which is a big holiday outside the United States. But not really in the United States.
No, which is a shame.
I'm on holiday. I want another day off work.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Nobody would complain about that.
No.
Oh, more holidays off work.
Yeah, I shared out Rebecca's video on my community tab. I had to laugh at the clip that she used of me and Kelley because Kelly's talking about God knows what.
God only knows.
I have a second monitor right here, and there's the what you call it, navigation bars at the top. So I'm just like looking over here and then looking down here. Like I have big monitors, and there's like various windows going on, and so it looks like I just noticed some kind of pretty shiny squirrel. While Kelley is just yammering on, and I'm not paying attention.
You're like when Fat Kitty sees a moth.
Oh yeah.
Wow, some shade from Mike. Kelley, do you even work anyway? I did my corporate job so hard today and all of last week, and it was not fun. It was not fun. Where were you, Mike, to help me emotionally with my corporate job? It was not great.
Probably busy flooding his basement again.
Oh, Clashy throwing some shade. Kelley is talking about Scotty needing to eat veggies and trim his cat's nails in reverse burrito.
I didn't realize she took it down or is intending to take it down. I don't think she should.
Well, I mean, I did see one sort of bitchy comment below it, so.
Well, who cares? Like that.
I know.
Those are people just kind of showing who they are.
You know what? There were 20 comments below that saying it was really awesome and that she's really awesome because she is. Rebecca, if you're watching this, we think you're great.
Maybe you can convince her not to take it down. I think it's something that needs to stay up. And anyone who makes a shitty comment on it, it's just kind of like announcing to the community who they are.
Yeah. It's kind of like showing their own ass. So
right. And then, that shit works itself out very handily when people do that.
And anyone who takes any time to watch any of Rebecca's content or talk to her has got to realize that she knows a lot about
she's super knowledgeable
and breeding and plecotaxonomy. And those are things I don't really know anything about. So
some of her videos have helped me with my breeding endeavors. So like I'm grateful for her, period.
Yeah.
The fact that she's a woman. Where are we in
Texas?
You,
Vibes. Where are you in Texas, Bougie?
All right.
I am in Frisco, which is about 30 to 45 minutes north of Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vibes near, he's in East Austin. I love Austin. I've never been to Dallas, though.
The Lone Star Cares Convention. I didn't even know that existed.
The Lone Star Cares Convention for Cares fish. That's pretty cool.
I have a couple Cares species, I think. At least one.
Cool.
But
I do too. Yeah. I believe turquoise rainbows are Cares fish.
Are they?
All rainbows should be Cares fish. I don't know which ones are permitted.
Their habitat's being destroyed.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to lobby for them to be on the Cares list, right?
Yeah, I know turquoise rainbows are probably Bozemanai are. I don't know. I'm not very knowledgeable about that. Maybe someone in the chat knows more.
Yeah, I don't know about like the Melanitania species, but the Pseudomygils, the Melis is the one that I have. That's all for sure on the Cares list. Yeah.
Have you been able to breed those yet?
Not yet, but I'm hoping this summer to put them in a pond situation outside.
They apparently tubs are the only way to go, and rainwater.
And keep the water really soft, which is going to be a bit of a struggle because our water's so hard here. But
yeah,
I think
rainwater
it's doable.
is a good way to do it if you can collect rainwater, because you don't really need to change the water in your tubs.
Yeah.
Do you use RO at all?
So that's a funny question. I keep a lot of Caridina. So for a long time, I was going back and forth between like CVS to get RO water from the little, dispenser that they have there in those big 5-gallon jugs. But recently, I had this thought one night. I was like, you know what? The water coming out of my dehumidifier is 0 TDS.
Don't
and I've been using that.
Don't
Really?
That's not a good idea.
No, it's not clean. Don't drink it. Don't put it in your
I wouldn't drink it. No.
It's always got a lot of like there's always a lot of like fungal spores in it and nastiness. And
I thought
I would never use it.
Fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, for the most part, I've been using the 5-gallon jugs, but every now and then I would put the other water in there. But I will not be doing that anymore.
Yeah,
well,
I wonder.
I mean, if you're doing a fish room, it would make sense to have a little corner of the fish room just devoted to RODI.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially since your water is so hard.
And I mean, right now, like I've got a big 20-gallon like brute trash can that I keep a green water culture in for like Daphnia and other like baby fish and things like that. But I would like to eventually put an RO unit in anyway. So it's on the to-do list.
For your outdoor tubs, you could also collect rainwater.
Yeah.
That's not illegal in your state. So collecting rainwaters, I doubt it's illegal in Texas. Nothing's illegal in Texas. I mean,
well, you'd never know. Like our HOA doesn't allow chickens, and that's really
true. Really? I forget about HOAs because I live in the ghetto. So
I mean, we're like deep in the burbs. So
I'm deep in the ghetto.
So do y'all have any moss tips for Mal here?
Great. I would say, I don't know, pick your favorite one. Flame moss looks kind of cool. Maybe on that.
Yeah, I like Physidens, to be honest. I think it's
that's a good choice.
That is a good one.
I would, if you mix mosses, you'll never unmix them. But you can do that if you want.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't recommend that. But I would, whatever moss you choose, I would chop it up and spread it thin, and I would super glue it. It's probably the best way.
Yeah.
And real thin layer of chopped up moss.
Yep.
That would work best.
I also find that my moss grows really well in my Caridina tanks. So tanks that don't have a lot of KH or anything in it. It grows so much better. It hardly grows at all in any of my other tanks, except for Java moss. Java moss will do okay. But any of like the fancier type mosses, the bougie mosses, if you will, they don't do so hot.
It's because you don't inject CO2.
Right.
So
they need CO2.
Really helps with that. Yeah.
That's also on the to-do list. So one day soon.
We don't want to
RO water, CO2 injection. That's some bougie stuff. So
yeah. I mean, you don't want to inject CO2 into 50 tanks because therein lies magic.
Oh no, I wouldn't do it in the breeder tanks anyway. I would probably want to do it in my displays. So
in your displays, like if you have bigger display tanks, that's the way to go. Oh, Jody,
thanks, Jody.
Thank you, Jody, for giving me $20 on behalf of your friend here.
Yeah, it's all family, right? It all comes around.
It's all to put Fat Kitty through college.
Oh yes, we must.
That's right. His education's important.
So Nathan said he tested his dehumidifier water and had ammonia in it. So that
doesn't surprise me. There's all kinds of nastiness in it. Actually, there's warnings from like the CDC about drinking it. Because
I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like, it's a great way to get Legionnaire's disease.
Oh, good.
Which is a bacteria that lurks in like in humidifiers,
stagnant water,
and like ventilation ducts and damp places. And
they worry about that a lot in like nursing homes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so Legionella, it's called our Legionnaire's disease. So don't use it in your fish.
I'll
All right,
have you know, Mike, I've been using my RDI unit for quite some time
there
now.
you go.
And
Yeah,
I have it in the boost bowl because boosts.
Mhm.
And
It does.
I have just
Mhm.
started the process of that living room 40. You know which one I'm talking about, Kelly.
Yeah.
I am converting that one to a low KH system. So
That's
I've been
gonna look
refilling
really
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I
Mhm.
have like 7 degrees KH. Now it's down to 5, and probably tonight I'll get it down to like 4 or 3, and I'll
Yeah.
probably stop around 2 to 3. I think.
Yeah, that's good because that's
you
gonna make
using-
a huge difference.
Are you using stratum for that, the flue ball stratum? Or are you using a different substrate?
That one has contra what is it, UNS contra soil. Every other tank with aqua soil has stratum, and I don't see any reason to get contra soil. Stratum is
Unless it's
easier to come
cheaper.
by, and
Yeah.
you just get the cheap one.
At least in my experience, the stratum lowers KH enough for plants, but definitely not for Caridina shrimp. So that's why I'll use like Brightwell Rio Oscuro, I think is what I use for that. But it has such the difference between the lowering capacity and the pH is like, it's crazy, at least for our water here. So
What's your KH out of the tap?
last time I checked, which has been a minute, is between 6 and 8, I think.
Okay,
so it
about
wasn't like super horrible,
because mine's
but
6.
yeah,
Right.
Mine's 6.
It's just annoying enough to like not be able to grow some of those demanding plants.
Yeah,
Which, stems have been my enemy. I'm kind of like Kelly. I'm like, I'm out of stems. I'm all about crypts and everything else, but stems, like, they don't work for me right now.
Yeah, I just don't like them. They're a lot of maintenance and upkeep.
They are a lot of maintenance.
I just have never liked the way they look either. So I don't really care that my lower KH would make some things easier, but I don't have a spot for RO. Like Stephen keeps his RO outside. That's not an option in the Great White North.
And I just added a power head and a heater to the RO outside so that I can start converting larger tanks and not have to worry about temperature differential too much.
You keep like mosquito dunks in that? You keep the mosquitoes out?
Outside?
Yeah.
It's closed up. I'm going to get some for my pond, though, for sure.
It would be a perpetual issue here. Like, I don't know how I would do that.
I keep mosquito dunks in everything, even if they're fish outside. I'm really
You have bad reactions, don't you?
Yeah, I react badly to the bites, and it rains a good amount up here, not as much as the swamp, like Stephen lives, but it gets mosquito-y up here in the summer. No mosquitoes right now. It's 63 degrees out today, though, which is I
think we might have hit 70. Or no, it says 72 right now on my computer.
Next weekend we're hitting 70, which is really great. I mean, spring has sprung, and I have spring fever bad. I went outside today to look at the ponds, and all the rice fish have lived. All the goldfish survive the winter. Nice. The water lilies are sending up. They're sending up little shoots. So.
So Corey just keeps the shrimp colonies inside. That's what I need to do. Just keep them outside.
There you go.
Just a big old trash can for Caridina.
Trash can of shrimp.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about putting some shrimp in my blackworm cultures just for funsies because I think they would be fine. Neo shrimp.
Those neos, they're hardy.
They are. Yeah.
They're hardy. Yeah.
So on the topic of bougie plants, I would say Ammonia gracilis is kind of in that category just because it has 2 main requirements for it to look its best. One is the low alkalinity with and I mean CO2 actually with Ammonia is optional if you have very, very low alkalinity. It's just very slow growing. But the other thing that you have to do is have a lean water column, like no very little to no nitrate, or else it will start to grow kind of stunted. So like with that one, you want to get all of your the ammoniacal whatever nitrogen
nitrogenous
at the substrate, and it grows its best.
It's a pain in the butt. I don't like
It is kind of a pain. I have it growing kind of okay, off and on. If I lose it all, I'm not getting any more of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It also requires trimming to look good. Like all stems. Not as much as like a rotella. Like rotellas, you have to trim your rotellas every damn week.
Yeah. Or every couple of times a week, or
You just trim them every time you walk by the tank.
Yeah, like, oh, my rotella grew this afternoon.
Rotella.
Fix for brown algae.
So, Gamma Gaming, any fix for brown algae, time or algae eaters?
Yeah, that one really, any sucker-mouthed algae eater like Otto's, they will take care of that. But that one, in my experience, is it's a hallmark of new tanks. Go through that phase, but they leave that phase. I have not had that one pop up in an older tank. It's really easy to clean that one away, though, with some big water changes. And I really like to use the George Farmer break-in method for new tank. And it allows you to bypass a lot of these problems. Yeah. And that's, so first of all, I do big water changes, 50%, but every day for the first week, every other day for the second week.
Oh, okay.
Every third day for the third week. And then
like a slow roll.
That. And those extra water changes really help. Okay, so your tank isn't new.
So what I'm wondering is, the brown algae, is it filamentous? And it, because a lot of people will think like, oh, I've got this brown hair algae. And what it really is it's green hair algae that is full of mulm. And just a bit of clean out of the mulm, manual removal of the algae, followed by a more regular maintenance.
And cleaning your filter, that really helps too. Just doing some good old-fashioned tank maintenance really helps. When I have algae issues crop up, it's usually a sign that it's time to clean my filter.
Yeah. Well, if I have algae, like the brown algae kind of settling on my plants and stuff, I think that's an indication that I don't have enough flow going throughout the tank, even if it's a low flow tank. So I'll add like a little wave maker or something. They're super cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure like the leaves are getting like good circulation
like they're moving.
Of water and removing
flow
that. Like,
is really crucial to tanks. In fact, this tank is so overgrown right now. One, I could trim it more, but I think I'm going to put a power head in there. I'm going to, next time I order from the co-op, I'm going to get one of their power heads, because
those power heads are really powerful.
I love those power heads though. Like I put a sponge right on top and then boom, it's smooth sailing. I love him.
It just needs a little bit more. And I mean, I have a pretty good filter on there. I use canisters on all my tanks, but sometimes you get dead spots if you get a lot of plant growth, or you get, your hardscape is blocking things. And adding a power head can help that. And it's cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
What's it, like $20 at the co-op, I think?
Can't remember.
20-25.
But it's it's not a lot of money compared to like getting a new filter.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I burnt one out because I had it on before I got a sponge, like put it on top of an actual sponge filter. I had like small intake sponge, and then I neglected it, and it being so powerful, I used the medium size intake sponge. Bad idea. It sucked up so much that it clogged 100%, and then like the impeller, whatever the rod thing that it goes on, just kind of melted off.
Whoops. Yeah. I clean my intake sponges every week, just as when I'm changing the water. But it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget, you know.
Yeah.
So
I actually put one a power head.
There it is.
What is it?
$21.99.
Oh, I was close.
Pretty cheap. Cheap. So Candy mentions that, back to the moss on the coconut shell issue, she says that she recommends Physidens and Christmas moss are great. Christmas moss has cool branching effect. Yeah, that one looks cool. Those are good choices. They're easier to find too. Christmas moss is really easy to find.
Oh, that's good.
So I sent out some member plants in the last month, and the post office decided at random that a few people were just not going to get them for a while. And so Mike was one of them. He got it yesterday or the day before,
Cool.
and the val's pretty tough, so it survived the rest of it.
Pretty
Not
tough.
so much. So we reshipped like 5 boxes yesterday, including one
wow.
for Mike. Yep, that's all this week's member plant batches. It's just reshipments of post office screw ups, and also sent some Blixa to Jody.
Oh, nice.
And Ron.
Cool. I love
I
Blixa.
tried Blixa without CO2, and that was a disaster.
So speaking of Blixa, I didn't even realize it, but my CO2 has been off in this tank for like 2 weeks. I didn't even notice it, except like, all Blixa all died. All my Blixa Albert.
Oh, no.
But it'll come back. It'll come back with CO2. But Blixa, it really needs CO2. Really, that is.
I don't think I've had a plant die back faster than the Blixa did. I was like, oh no.
I mean, maybe you could keep it if you had KH1 or 0. Yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced that. But like, to me, it is always the canary in the coal mine for CO2. Yeah. But it does come back. It comes back. So,
Andrew, thank you for becoming a member.
Thank you, Andrew. And I love the new name. It's Fishy.
It's Fishy.
That's a fun name.
Because so him and Donna are getting more into fishing too, and so it's like it's not just an aquarium channel anymore.
Oh, nice.
So hence the name change.
I like the idea of seeing some English countryside fishing. It sounds very, very peaceful.
It does.
Yeah.
So what are your other favorite bougie plants that either you have or want to acquire? Well, also the first question before the stream even started was, what do you define? How do you define a bougie plant?
Well, for me, I define a bougie plant as anything that's variegated. So you have like the normal like Amazon swords, but then you also have like a Queen Radican's marble sword. Yeah, something like that. And then plants that you can only get tissue culture only, I would consider to be pretty bougie. Not only because of the expense, but the kind of experience that it takes to acclimate them. And then plants that absolutely require CO2, like the Blixa that we were just talking about. So that's my definition.
As Jake likes to say, the inconvenience and the expense is what makes it appealing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, he's right. But yeah, one of my favorites is actually this plant right here. There it is, right here. This is my 5-gallon tank.
That's a cute tank.
Thank you. But it's a Nymphaea micrantha, and I keep it very low. And
it'll stay smaller with no CO2.
Yeah, that and I remember talking to you whenever I first got them because I was super excited. But it does take about like trimming every couple weeks or so just to keep the leaves down. Yeah, I mean, I'll let them get up to the top and everything, and the fry love it in there. Like I have tiger teddies that,
but it blocks your light.
Crazy. But it blocks the light. And I finally got all the duckweed out of the tank, and so I can't have one other plant blocking the light anymore. So
I mean that's a Nymphaea thing. So the plant that's called tiger lotus. It's not actually a lotus. Lotuses are big immersed plants that you grow like in ponds. You don't grow them in tanks. Tiger lotus that we grow in our aquariums, they're really Nymphaea. They're water lilies. But they are not meant to be these bushy little tiny underground plants. Tiger lotus is meant to be a 10-foot spread and pads about like that. It's meant for like good sized ponds, not even a tub pond. Yeah, there is
I love Nymphaea, but I had to get rid of them all in aquariums just because I need more quantity of plants.
Well, they also send runners all over the tank. I finally got rid of mine. I just couldn't deal with how invasive it was anymore. And they get enormous. They outgrow a 90-gallon. But I know there are Nymphaeas that stay smaller. So for instance, outside, I grow a hardy Nymphaea. It would not be good for an aquarium because it's it's a seasonal plant. It needs to be cold sometimes and come back. But That variety is called blanking on it. Boy, Helvula. Helvula. And the pads are about I don't know, about that big. It's nice for like a whiskey barrel pond. Stays pretty small. And the flowers are about yay big and like a whitish yellow. It's really pretty. And I've given that one to a lot of people. I recommend that one, but you can't really grow it in a tank. All right. Ryan says Nymphaea micrantha eventually grows a huge tuber. A lot of water lilies do. Beautiful leaves, but wasn't a fan of the big old chonk base. Yeah, and that's true of So the water lilies that I've grown, they all have one of two kinds of tubers. So the hardy ones, they get like a horizontal tuber that grows like parallel with the surface of the substrate or the earth or whatever. But the tropical ones, they grow like a big old vertical tuber. And it is huge. And that tuber, it's for storing starches and propagate it. You just top up the tuber. That's how I've sent those to lots of people. So
So we got Mike making it rain. $1 for each of us. Or some mackerel for each of us. Woo! And then Zen was asking, high growing angustifolia, is it all at all polysperma-esque in terms of invasiveness? It branches, but it doesn't creep all over the
it's not as vigorous.
Tank.
It's not as vigorous.
And it's slower too.
Yeah, I would say as stems go, it's a little more reasonable. Polysperma sunset, it's not reasonable.
And then Nat70, welcome, wants to know if Hygrophila polysperma with no CO2, is it a slow grower? It can be. You can deprive it, and you can deprive it of light and nutrients, and that might be the issue, because it does. It can get snuffed out with shade.
So is it leggy? The growth that it has, is it leggy? If it's leggy, I would say it's probably a light issue, because when plants are light starved, they get really long internodes and they get kind of spindly as they're stretching toward the light. So legginess, they usually need more light.
And
but if
there's a lot of light,
it's probably a nutrient issue.
It'll have nice color under highlight, and it'll, instead of growing upward, it'll start growing laterally and start creeping over the tank. But it does need a lot of nutrients, and it will use those nutrients. And and even in no CO2, it will take advantage of whatever available CO2 in the tank. So I think there's probably just a deficiency there. Like it's just not quite happy enough to do its thing.
Yeah. So sunset polysperma is one of the few plants that I would recommend for Mumbuna cichlid tank. So I have never kept Mumbuna cichlids, but I had a friend in Iowa, rock hard water, KHGH22. That's Iowa. But he had Mumbuna cichlids. It was your classic overstocked tank. Like Mumbuna has. I don't know that he had crazy light. This was way back in the day. Lights were not good back then. Yeah. He had some homemade fixture. But that plant grew so fast that it was able to outcompete all the cichlid nipping and tugging and pulling. And it looked really good. It had good color. It looked really nice. I like that.
I've wondered about that. If you get plants established in a tank before you put the cichlids in, for Mbuna anyway. I was just wondering, because I have an experiment with my multis, and I put crypts in pots and put them in there to try and use them as site breaks. But the crypts aren't doing as hot, I think, because there's a lot of extra KH in the water, but it worked well enough.
They'll survive with crypts and high KH. I think a nutrient dense substrate is much more helpful, just because you can have lower pH down there as well. Like you can get more.
I managed to grow crypts in Iowa even without CO2. So they can take some pretty high KH. Obviously, they'll do better in lower KH. And if you inject CO2, they'll do even better than that. I think that with cichlids, I am not a cichlid person. I've kept very few of them, but I will say that their personalities vary, not even among species, but like individuals vary.
For sure.
They have their personalities. Some of them decide to become nippers and
Yeah.
you know, and then maybe like they teach their friends and they start pulling and nipping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But as for the polysperma, it wasn't even like in the substrate. It just grew so fast that
Huh.
that it really outcompeted a lot of that. So you know, it looked really good. I mean, that was a beautiful tank. Mbuna cichlids are beautiful fish.
Mhm.
I don't know a lot about them. I've never kept them, but I really
either.
like that tank. It was very overstocked. I don't think he fertilized it at all because
Mhm.
you keep your cichlid keepers like to overstock to balance
A
aggression.
lot of fish poo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they balance aggression
yeah.
that way, which is, you know, I don't have any experience with that, but I've seen
Mhm.
cichlid tanks all tend to be pretty highly stocked. And it looks really cool. It was really fun to watch. They were
Mhm.
really beautiful fish, and they looked so cool with the high grow polysperma. So try fertilizing. Get some like Easy Green, a product recommended by Dr.
Well,
Kelley Foreman.
I mean, that segs into our yes.
There we go.
I cannot
Hi, Emily.
display aquarium co-op products unless you just want invisible things full of
I
holes.
know.
I
don't have
tried.
a
I
green
tried.
screen.
Well,
This is
speaking
why-
of, like, look at this, like the little puffer logo on the co-op sweatshirt. I was like,
There's a
well, I
hole in
gotta
your
put some
shirt.
hair over it, so like.
There's a hole in your whole body.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
So
you
yeah,
should get,
that
like,
leads
a
into
pink
Vibes'
screen
question
or
of
something. I don't
and
know.
thank you Vibes, our favorite aquarium co-op product, and yeah, I mean the fertilizer because it's easy. I don't
Yeah,
have
for me
to
it's
mix
Easy
salts
Green.
and stuff.
For me it's Easy Green. I like it.
Yeah.
Could I use other fertilizers? Yes, I
Sure.
could. I've done that in the past.
Yeah.
You can, if you want to save money, if you have 100 tanks, you can dose dry fertilizers. You can make your own mix, or you can take measuring spoons and dose it right in the tank. It does work. There are calculators online for doing it. It works.
Mhm.
That said, ain't got time for that. Like
Yep.
Easy Green is just easy.
I know my
Easy and it
ability to stick to stuff like that is nil.
Yeah.
And I know how my brain works. And if I want to grow plants and actually like feed them well, I'm gonna need something that is just brainlessly easy.
Yeah. And I have 3 tanks. That's it.
Mhm.
So I'm not spending a fortune on it. With your
No,
50
but you're
tanks, I get it.
fertilizing like every time you water change. No? Yeah.
I do. I go through
Yeah.
a lot of
So,
it,
yeah.
but still, it's worth it. So
I'm gonna
that would
need
be
that
my-
1 gallon of Easy Green to come out. Just like I need the 1 pound bag of the Magic Nano Feed. Like, oh, that stuff is
Wow.
wonderful. It works super great for all my
Good
little tiny
product.
fish.
And you could keep it in the freezer and just keep refilling your container.
That's exactly what I do.
You know,
Yep.
that would be a little more environmentally friendly choice.
Mm-hmm.
For people who have
Buy
a lot
in
of
bulk. If it was
Yeah.
available at Costco, I would stock up.
So I see that Kyle has a separate channel now for the Fish Room Punk stickers and cards.
Ooh.
All
I mean,
right,
I've been
you've
collecting
been using
those.
Easy Green for your house plants. So I would not recommend that, just because like there are so many easy to use houseplant fertilizers that are way cheaper.
Super cheap. Yeah.
Like you could get Miracle Grow. They even make a liquid Miracle Grow for houseplants, and it's way cheaper. The
Mhm.
reason you shouldn't use it is in your tank is because they can't guarantee that it's fish safe because it could have ammonia in it. Your houseplants love ammonia. Your tank plants love ammonia. Your fish and your shrimp don't want ammonia.
Yeah.
So while you could use it, it gets really expensive to use it on your houseplants. Certainly don't use it in your garden. That would cost a fortune.
Mm.
It
For
would cost-
outside, I mean, there's just way cheaper options.
Yeah.
So, can you use it? Yes, but save some money and get some Miracle Grow. I mean, it's way cheaper. Or there's other houseplant fertilizer brands too. So.
And Mike asking if I looked at setting up an auto doser. Yeah, I have, and I will. I don't know why I haven't yet. I just haven't. I look into it, and then something distracts me, and I'll make a big Amazon order, and it will not include an auto doser at all.
I mean, I've thought about it, but I don't know. It's just one more thing to make Jake do, because I'm not going to set it up. Like we all know, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. I
Plus,
like hand fertilizing anyway. So I think that's part of I can see how it would be annoying for a lot of people, but like that's part of what I enjoy about it. So
for
it's
me, it's
I
easy
like the
enough
maintenance.
to remember. At the same time, feed plants, feed fish. It's just you know, it's
It just works.
Yeah. I don't
So
like
I did realize there's a lot more Europeans here because
Ooh.
Oh,
we
they don't
set our clocks
change
forward, but they have a
time.
couple of weeks to go, I think, or a few weeks.
Hello, Europe.
Right. You know what? I'd better send out I better send messages to all my Europe people. They won't know what time our meetings are. Yeah.
Oh,
Kelly has
yep.
Europe people.
Or
I wish
do
I had Europe
I have a
people.
lot of
I used to
Europe
have Europe
people.
people.
I have people in France and Belgium right now.
Oh.
I know. Bougie. Yeah.
That's funny.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna make a list of bougie plants, but then I was talking to Lee May today to order some stuff from her, and she sent me her Etsy link, and I'm like,
Spent so
oh,
much money with her.
here's the list.
I didn't know she had an Etsy store. This
I
is
didn't
news.
either. So I mean, pretty much every single plant
So
that's on the
scroll down
store
because
is
I
a
want to see what her store is called.
What do we got? What do
Now
we got?
scroll up. Like, okay, so she's
MEI
May
1023.
1023. That's
Out of
good to
Brooklyn.
know. So for those of you who don't know who Lee May is, she sells on Planted Tank Quick Auctions. She lives in Brooklyn where she has perfect tap water. You know, like no KH at all. This is not to diminish her skills because girl got mad skills, and she sells. If you want rare plants, she's your gal to go to. She really has a lot of stuff.
This morning,
I've had good luck with her.
And this will be Jenna's hearing about this for the first time. That I spent $110 with her today,
No!
and
every time you look plants up,
I bought
it's just a hazard.
3 pieces of booze.
Ooh.
Oh God, that's a lot of money on 3 pieces of booze.
Well, we got Brownie Ghost 2011. Oh shit,
Ooh.
$55.
Oh God,
how big is the section? Do you know?
I don't know.
Or do you remember?
Better.
I mean, you always get what she says you'll get. Like it's truth in advertising. Like,
well, that's good.
Yeah, I've never had any issue with ordering from her. She's
and
great.
then I bought Brownie Black Elfin.
Oh,
yeah, and also Brownie Blue 2014 because years I don't understand it. I'm just like, I figured out boost. I can grow it without algae and I can grow it fast. So time to level
now
up.
you need them all.
Yep. Now I got to get some expensive boost because I'm
boost.
confident that I'm not going to kill it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one on the list, Ariel Collin, most of them are pretty bougie. Most of them require very, very low KH water.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They're so cute though. They're so cute. I have grown the feather duster and I had good luck with that. That one does not require low KH.
No, to save that for
medium
later.
water. I don't know if you could grow it in like Iowa water, but you could certainly grow it in my water.
Yeah, the Vietnam will grow in our KH.
The Malaya Tour grows in our KH. I would say the feather duster did better. It's super slow though, super slow.
I like the Vietnam better than the Malaya Tour now that I have both. It seems to grow a little faster, but I'm keeping both.
There's a pretend plant right there, the Glossostigma platinum.
I have yet to order a very, very white leaf like a Nubius, whatever, Snow
I mean,
White.
you get like 4 internodes, and like I want to just look at that picture. Okay, she has the most perfect water and setup you could imagine, and she is much more skilled than I am. But look at that. Like, that's the best she can do.
Yeah.
What's a mere mortal like me?
It's funny when she's selling like her Bacopa white. It's like you get 1 stem, bidding starts at $10. Like, how long did it take you to make that stem? Do I really want to be a part of this?
Yeah, I don't, because that plant, is that the best that plant is ever going to look? No thanks.
I mean, when you've got a severe chlorophyll deficiency, that's
yeah, really. Like, what is it, like a saprophytic plant? You know, like ghost pipe is a saprophytic plant. So what it does is it doesn't have any chloroplasts, and it lives on like, it has a symbiotic or parasitic relationship with like logs in the forest, and you can see the flowers of it every now and again. It's a very cool looking plant. You can look up ghost pipe sometime, but yeah.
So Candy is saying I need to watch Eric Lucas's postings on Buy Pet Shrimp when he posts clumps at great prices.
Wow.
So several years ago, that is how I acquired probably 80% of the boost that I have now.
Okay.
Is buying from him.
All right.
But
Another person from the Northwest with that perfect water out of the tap. No.
You should all be so lucky.
The Syngonanthus, I've seen that. That's like a staple of every Dutch scape is this little canopy plant thing.
Yeah.
Purple bamboo looks pretty cool. I've never seen it before.
I think that would be very pretty in a scape because it does look like miniature bamboo. And if you had a kind of a bamboo forest scene you were trying to recreate, really cool in that, maybe with like a little Buddhist temple in it. I don't know. I'm not really the sort of person to like put little houses in scapes, but Dee Dee is.
Yeah,
and should do it.
So Jesse, just one more fish, has a high white Anubias.
All right, how's it doing?
I've got marbled ones, so I might graduate to the pure ones. My Nana Pinto just keeps growing green leaves, but my Japan marble is doing really well. Like
I have Nana Pinto also, and I'm looking at it right now, and I would not say it's looking super great, and I would say it is growing all green leaves.
Yeah,
maybe I need to move it a little bit higher and closer to the light.
I'm thinking
that's what I would do. Yeah.
It's very
or maybe I'll just forget about it and only grow regular Nana because that looks good always. Yeah.
So this is an interesting one there. And then someone mentioned the Nymphea, I think Ryan. Yeah, the Nymphea Puerto Maldonado, super easy to grow and propagate.
I should get that one because my best friend in Fort Wayne, her last name is Maldonado. I mean, I feel like there should be a plant for Jenny.
Let's see.
Nothing died. That's good. Always a good start.
She's great. I mean, I've ordered many things from her and I've always been very happy. And you can also, if you're like, you can just message her on Facebook too and ask her if she has stuff. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't say how tall it gets, just the cuttings are going to be 4 to 5 inches.
That'd be nice if it stayed kind of petite so you wouldn't have to mess with it. Or have like, if you cut it at the top, it wouldn't branch off, towards the top. How plants do.
Yeah. I just doubt it does stay small because, Nymphea, what it wants to do is throw up pads.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the bamboo, but yeah.
I mean, there are some Nympheas that stay pretty small, like that Helvula. I mean, the rhizome, it grows real slow. I divided it after 2 years because I wanted to give some away. I didn't have to divide it. I just divided it to send it to people. The rhizome was still only that big, and it was the horizontally growing kind. But it still throws up pads. Like it still would be pretty big in this tank.
I mean, I've had mine for at least 1.5 years now in that tank, in that 5-gallon, and it hasn't outgrown anything yet. I've only given it maybe 2 or 3 root tabs though, so that's probably something to do with it.
I mean, you can kind of keep those small. If you stay on top of it. But there's some plants where if I leave for 2 weeks, then I'm going to lose another plant because of that plant next to it.
Yeah, because they overgrow it. Yeah, and I travel a lot, so I can't deal with that. Things have to be able to survive without being trimmed. Like,
Zen is irritated by our good water. Zen, just hook up your RO unit.
You have an RO unit? Like,
and then you can grow whatever you want.
I mean, I don't even have an RO unit. Like,
she's got CO2, she's got Prism Light, and she's got an RODI unit. You have everything at your disposal.
Here's all the tools.
You have the best around.
Nothing is ever going to keep you down. So Rotala Blood Red, that one is not. I mean, it's kind of bougie. It looks nice. It grows like a Rotala.
Like a Rotala though, which is really
it's a Rotala.
its main point against it's a
It being a Rotala status makes it not so
yeah.
bougie.
So you
Although-
have grown purple bacopa before, I thought, didn't you?
So okay. I wish if Luke was listening, he would know. There is possibly 2 types of purple bacopa.
Because
One of them is the
Salzmani,
Salzmani,
right? Yeah.
and I don't think I had that one until I just got it from Joe Harvey. It's a little weak, but it's growing, so we'll see how that goes.
I mean, because the one you had, its purpleness was overstated. It was more brown.
I received it very purple, and then it began to grow very not purple.
Yeah.
Do you think that was from too much fertilizer or just the way the plant grew?
I think it's high out. My alkalinity was too high, and probably the nitrates in the water column are too high. Because I'm not one of those lean dosers. I just feed the plants, and so sorry if they're not looking their best. If they're not like having a stress response and producing a bunch of anthocyanin, it's just because.
I think Greg Zidek grew that one though, and he is pretty famous for not lean dosing. He gives plants what they need. He doesn't starve anything.
Well,
but
yeah, I certainly didn't like what I was
doing. He also
doing to
uses KH lights that are like a purple. They're purple lights, and I don't use. I mean, I could do that. I have Chihiro's lights. I just don't care for that look.
Yeah,
I don't care for that. So Zenny said, also just planted another tiger lotus bulb to go with my 2 crinums and my 40. How does Kelley feel about that? I don't know. I mean, do you like to see fish at all? Like,
oh, you're like a year behind.
Do you? I'm doing my best, but it's not that good.
Yeah, I mean, one of us got to be behind so I can be caught up. And
yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to ever see your fish. Like, your tank. Like, maybe you don't want to see them.
I've never seen this Rotala before.
I've seen that one. That comes up for sale a lot, and it grows like a Rotala, and it is not slow. It is a Rotala, and it looks like a Rotala, and
well, she's growing one
maybe
stem
even
of it
grown
for
this
$10.
one. I've maybe even grown this one. There's nothing special about it.
3 stems for $21. It's priced like it's special.
But it grows like a Rotala. So I mean,
this is another bamboo type
I do not know this one, Murdania. This is a plant I do not know.
Never heard of that before.
I don't know that.
I should have looked at this website instead of the Aquarium Plants Factory one that I was looking at earlier.
I just learned today that this exists.
Oh.
Yeah, Aquarium Plants Factory, I think mostly that is a bunch of immersed, like
those are resellers. Yeah.
Not my favorite, but they have a decent selection versus like a lot of other places that I've seen anyway.
No plant retailer, like there is a fish retailer that covers all of my needs, and it is Dan's Fish.
Oh yeah,
they have great service, great selection. But for plants, I can't get great service and great selection. Aquarium Co-op has the best service. Candy is out there, and her team, best service.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
The 100% from Aquarium Co-op are very, very high quality, and I'm very happy with them. And if there was ever a time I wasn't happy, I know they would make it right. But their selection is more geared toward beginners, which I get because, they have to make money and that's their business model. And that's totally cool. I do have more tissue cultures now, which I love. So that's good. But there is no plant retailer that has my combination of great service and lots of rare stuff. Because the places that sell lots of rare stuff, in my opinion, have kind of shitty service.
Yeah.
The co-op needs a bougie section.
They do need a bougie section.
They do need a bougie section. I'll head that up, Candy, if you're watching.
Maybe even like bougie tissue cultures. That would be exciting. But I get why they don't, because that's not their business model. Could
you imagine though if a beginner had like gone into a bougie plant section and just Like, oh, that would be such a headache for them.
I get
So
it.
How
I know I
many-
can do it, but still.
How many
Easy
pink
weeds
flamingos did the
are
co-op
easy.
send to their deaths back when they were
Right.
selling
Oh,
pink
no kidding.
flamingos?
Because that is an
Hundred.
advanced plant. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah. But easy weeds
speaking-
are a good way to make money, and they're a good way to get people growing plants and happy with their tanks. And it's a good business model, and I get it.
Mhm.
And I'm very grateful for the good customer service at the co-op.
Oh, yeah.
So I do order from them. But if you want bougie, Lee May is a good way to go. She's a hobbyist. She grows
Yeah.
good stuff.
So Samolus parviflorus red, it looks
a good
bougie, but it's not that hard actually.
No, it's a good
really easy.
plant.
It just, if you want it to be red, it just needs the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine is kind of shaded right now, and it does not look that red. It's happy enough, but it could be less shaded.
Like this plant right here,
good
this is just
plant.
Bacopa, and it's turning. I don't think it's anything special, but it's right up next to the light.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
turning
starts
red.
to get. starts to
Yeah,
blink
but
a little
Bacopa
bit.
gets nice and pink when it's by
Yeah.
the light. I really like it.
Yeah.
So Cece has a Mardania in green. It grows submerged and then out of the tank. Small, pretty purple flowers. Nice.
Hmm.
And Zen was asking about this reddish boost. So this is the brownie black elfin. She sells a smaller clump than this, which I just bought today. So we'll
Okay.
see how it ends up looking.
I mean, your boost bowl does pretty well. It
Mhm.
looks really good. So I imagine it will do fine. I mean, the issue is it's going to get mixed up with all your other boosts. And I
No,
guess
it's not
purple
because I'm
plants.
going to make
gonna
a
keep it
lot of room
separate.
for it. I'm going to trim the shit out of that bowl, and I'm going to like make special places for these.
Because,
So
like, I mean,
my goal is to not lose track of the
Sucks, but-
names of them, so that I can
Mhm.
actually see if the colors converge under the same lighting and
Yeah.
conditions.
That'll be interesting.
it's hard to keep those straight. I
Mhm.
Yep.
don't really try to keep boosters
Yeah.
and crypts straight, but
Yeah.
I don't sell plants, and I wouldn't call myself a plant collector. That's not doesn't bring me happiness. I just kind of
Yeah.
grow the things I like growing.
That's
I don't.
yeah. That's same with me. And I just grow what I like, and it just happens to be that they are bougie plants. But like, here we are.
So Corey says magic fish food on the way. 1 gallon, 2 liter is in the work. Testing the caps. All right. This is great. This is
He's
great.
listening.
I love
He's
this.
listening.
And then now that Candy has left, sinking root tabs.
Ooh, yeah. You know, they're supposed to be more like the Chem tablets. from
I
what
love
understand
the
now,
C-Chem tab.
which
You know,
I
that
am
is,
excited about. Speaking, I have like 3 bags of them directly to my right. Like I hoard
Nice.
them because I love them, using them so much.
Yeah, I think the C-Chem tabs. Fertilizer is fertilizer.
True, it's true,
Tabs,
but
they
like
work fine.
method of
However,
use is
The sinking
optimal.
tabs, they're where it's at.
Yeah.
For ponds, I really like. There's lots of pond tab options. There's generic
Mhm.
options that are
Yeah.
the tablets that you can stick underneath, by your root ball. And I really, it's a great product. Very
Okay.
easy to
So
use.
this question: what are the best purple plants? So the first one I wanted to show was
Right.
this. It's also it's like a bougie sword, sort of the Echinodorus aflame, because it's a
Yeah,
little
I have
chunky.
that one. It's a slow grower. I would
Very
for me,
slow.
it's a slow grower, even with CO2. It does not get big. It gets about like 8 inches. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
kind of a
great
good mid-ground plant in a 40 breeder.
Yeah.
It's a good foreground plant in a really big tank.
Mhm.
It's not
And if
there's
you can
really
get
no
that-
tank it's gonna outgrow. Let's put it that way.
No, it's not
pretty
very prolific.
Yeah, and it has kind of a graceful shape.
The Bacopa purple, if you can get it to grow, is a good one.
Mhm.
If you want to spend way too much money on some stupid boosts, then the Brownie Ghost 2011 is supposed to be one that stays
Yeah.
relatively purple.
There's a
So-
Blixa japonica variant that's purple, whose name I cannot remember, that I got from Lee May. Unfortunately, my CO2 was out and it died. Now I just have regular japonica. But
Oh my goodness.
I know so many.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I grew it for a while and then my CO2 died and it was pretty, but you need CO2 for Blixa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Holy
is
crap!
pretty, though.
Especially for like bougie Blixa.
Holy crap!
Mhm.
Yeah, I must find this.
Yeah. What is it called again? I can't remember. Is it Blixa
Deep purple.
species?
Deep
This,
purple.
well,
Yeah.
this is just what this person's calling it. I guess you can call it whatever you want.
I guess. But Lee May, I got it from her. And it was pretty and it looked good for a while, but then my CO2 was out for like a week or two and it melted. So you cannot. I mean, Blixa is the canary in the coal mine for CO2. It really is. It really is.
It's pretty, though.
Gina says I am trying really hard not to fall asleep. Too many early shifts for too many days. Well, you know what, Gina? There's the replay. Don't fight it. Go take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Go take a nap.
Naps are good.
That's right.
So, in terms of high end bougie plants, scale is a problem. We sold 19,000 plants last month online. Corey says another 2K in the store. A big portion of the problem is a rare plant. We can get say 100 a month. So a long list of angry people.
It is tricky, and that's why, like, if you see tissue cultures from the co-op, you gotta jump on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's how I got my Nuries. Is I saw that they were available and I was like, add.
Yeah, you gotta just jump on them. So I've gotten tissue cultures from them too, and I love that you guys are carrying more tissue cultures because Tropica tissue cultures are an awesome product. They're awesome.
It's a shame that they're gonna go up in price though. They're already expensive, but
I know that's just the way of the world.
Are they gonna go up 25%?
Something like that. That's what he was saying. I
mean that sucks, but I'm still gonna pick it because like
absolutely. Like,
I know how to get them to grow, and you get like multiple times the amount.
Oh yeah.
They're still the best bang for your buck. I mean, if you buy one Tropica tissue culture of like Monte Carlo, you could do a whole foreground. Whereas like the pots, you need a lot of pots to do the same thing. They're just such a good value.
That's right.
What are you looking up, Stephen?
Something Ryan said. Blixa Nova Guinea. That did not yield very many results at all.
So Ryan, Hoon Aquatic, says Nymphea species Puerto Maldonado that she sells is super easy to grow and propagate. I've made my money back selling at club auctions. There you go. There's an endorsement for it. And, selling your plants at club auctions is a good way to make some money. Because the hobby's expensive.
It is expensive.
That's how I paid for my hobby in grad school. I sold my trimmings and I sold shrimp. And that's how I paid for everything because I had no money.
And that's how you can pay for your CO2 system if cost is an issue.
That's right.
Just make it a plant farm for a little while and grow like the most invasive, ridiculous crap and see how it takes over your tanks like 20 times faster with CO2.
Yeah, easy weeds. It really, I mean, that's how I paid for my whole hobby was with that. And, but now that I'm not a poor grad student, I prefer to give plants away. I've given away many, many, many plants, but I was kind of psyched that like all the plants I sold to raise money for Fishfam.link, I don't know how much money I made, but
a lot.
It's a lot. And it was off 2 tanks. I felt pretty good about that. So
I feel good about that
too.
Anna Banana, furthering evidence that Pink Flamingo has no definitive requirements. It's just it lives or dies. She's got it growing great, not super pink, but it looks healthy and multiplying in a tank that's the darkest, low tech.
Yeah.
So it either converts or dies or does
I've
fine.
had it go well for like 8 months. I moved it.
Rookie
because
move.
I'm like, well, it doesn't really look good over here. It needs to be like, aesthetically, it should be slightly off center in the front. That's where it would look good. And it died.
Yeah.
Died. All right, so Corey says that most of the tissue cultures won't go up that much, but some of the rarer stuff has to go up, like Nurii and Nubias. Yeah.
That's, I feel like, to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are going to go up in cost in our hobby, and that is just something. That's just something.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, I don't think they're ever going to go lower, so only way to go is up.
I mean, but hopefully we'll all make 25% more on our salaries this year.
We can all hope.
We can all hope.
That's totally going to happen.
All around.
Here we go.
In Latin.
The spelling. Man, Google didn't even want to try to correct me.
I've grown that one before. Yeah, I've grown that one too. And that is that the purple one? Yeah, Blixa novoguineensis.
Yeah, the one I looked up was just Blixa japonica purple, and this one looks very similar. And
I think that's the one I grew, and it was very pretty, but it really needs to too. Though, I mean, maybe Ryan could get away with it because he has cage. Like, I don't know if he even has cage 1.
This one has to, because so this is one version of it.
That
and
looks like
I have like pure in the plant farm where the lights are not turned up high. The Blixa is doing fine, but it's green, and then like it's pinker in the higher par. I imagine this one requires like extreme par if you want to be looking like this.
Interesting.
Crank up the lights. So
crank the lights.
God, the contrast on that though. I think I gotta have it now.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
You see something and you're like,
my new mission. Cool.
Add that.
If anyone comes across it. Money is kind of an object.
Behind in chat. It's like I'm not even trying.
Is Hoon Aquatics, is he the same guy who's doing photography for Moonlight?
I thought that was Jason Leong.
I don't remember.
Ryan let us know. I mean, I know we've gotten a lot of fish from Moonlight. I thought Jason.
I mean, if it is him, I'm a fan. Like from one photographer to another, it's very difficult, and I appreciate it. So like, thumbs up.
Ryan takes awesome pictures, and he has an awesome channel. If one of the mods want to drop a link to it, he breeds tons of fish. He keeps tons of cool rainbows.
69 plant choices. Sorry, I was reading.
That's pretty
Where
great.
can we see your photography, Emily?
Do what?
Where can we see your photography?
I have a photography Instagram, but it's different from my fish one. But that's Emily Reagan Photography if you want to look it up. But there's not. I don't go out of my way to post my clients' jobs or anything on there. So it's mostly just personal stuff. But
do you have like fish photos somewhere or?
Oh yeah, BougieBishFish. That's the one for fish. All my fish stuff.
On Instagram?
Yes, sir.
I should do Instagram a little bit more, but I'm not gonna. Let's see.
It takes a little bit of
effort. I only
effort.
post stuff on Instagram in the summer when I have pond pics.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lazy about Instagram. You know, now that I have Discord in my life, I don't have to have Fishcord.
What else do you need?
I just post stuff there because I really
need.
just care about. I mean, I put stuff on Fishcord for my friends, and I send stuff to my family so they can see it.
Yeah,
and that's it. I don't care about strangers seeing it. I just, just my friends and family, and that's good enough. Not really trying to become Instagram famous.
Oh no, not even close. But I have been experimenting a little with video, and I think a bunch of this stuff on my Instagram right now is of shrimp. So it's nothing fancy, but fish photography is something that's really different and difficult.
I suck at it. I suck at it.
Yeah, it's like want to learn a new thing every day or something. Like every single time I try, it's something else that I'm learning. So
I got that little portrait tank, thinking now I'm gonna be the best photographer ever. No, it's still suck.
I still suck at it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So Ryan is the main photographer for Moonlight.
Oh, right. Ryan does take really great pictures, and he posts them. It's rainbow pictures from Rainbow Fish Live, so we do get lots of them there. So that's very cool.
That's awesome.
I have never ordered fish from Moonlight. Have you
ever?
No.
Oh man,
I order from Dan. I'm a Dan girl.
Well, I find that Moonlight has a bit of a different kind of selection than Dan has. But I got some my most recent ones that I really am enjoying are the Bosemani Cories. They're so fun and so cute. But they're kind of like leopard patterned a little bit, but they're still in quarantine. So I'm like just waiting until they're ready.
Nice. I should check them out.
Yeah, I've had really good luck with
them. But that's good that you've had a good experience with them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome, Lisa.
Lisa,
hey,
thanks
Lisa.
for becoming a member.
Thank you.
I've seen her around. She's on the co-op streams a lot. I do the pre-chat and I talk to her a few times. So that's cool.
Let's see. Geek said his Instagram account got shut down. Well, mine got hacked the other day. Thanks to Tommy for messaging me saying like I was whoever hacked it was sending out, I don't know, OnlyFans links or something to a bunch of
Come on, Stephen. We know you have fans. I mean,
just admit it.
So
you just spent $150 on boosts. Like, of course you have an OnlyFans.
I mean, money's got to come from somewhere.
Costs
so
money.
What's funny is so the hiker person that sends a message to everyone and their dog about being or whatever, it sent one of the OnlyFans links to her. And she replied, "Thanks, I'm gonna check out this profile and add them." And that was before I realized I was hacked. And then and then she came back and said, "I don't know this person. Who are they? I'm only interested in our collaboration." I'm like, "We don't have a collaboration, but okay." And so I let her know, like, "No, this is I was hacked. I don't know this person. I would advise not adding them, deleting them." And then she followed up with, "Do you want to be an affiliate?" And I haven't responded to that one.
I don't think so. Not after that.
I was wondering if like AI or something was in charge of that account.
Yeah. I mean, who won't hire affiliate with? I don't know that I've ever been asked. Should I be offended? I don't know.
Put your email address on your YouTube account on your profile.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't think I have it on there. Yeah, I don't think I do.
Yeah, I'm probably too small of a fry for them to want
my
YouTube subscribers.
Do I even have 100 subscribers? I have no idea. I really don't know.
I don't know. You're pretty popular.
Turns out I'm not.
Well, it's all relative.
I've never heard of these Bosemani Cories before. They're so new to me.
Adorable. I love them.
I'll have to look
so
them
cute.
Up. They sound cute. I mean, they sound bougie with leopard print, though.
Now, is it a real Cory or is it one that's been reclassed?
No, he has them listed as corridors, if I remember correctly.
It's so hard to, it's
still bougie.
I am not really a Cory expert or a Cory person, so I have sort of just not devoted any brain space to the change. They're all just Corys in my head still.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all from the family Corydoreidae, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's like gastrodermis. Sounds like some kind of internal.
It sounds
problem.
like a skin disorder.
I suffer from osteoarthritis.
Oh yeah. But the Histatus are still my favorite. Yeah.
Oh, they're cute. Sure.
They are.
They do. They look bougie. They look bougie. They're a bougie fish. They have leopard print. What could be more bougie than leopard print?
I mean, you're consulting the bougiest, so
it's
really
true. I mean, if Emily says they're so, then they are.
It's a hoplosoma.
Oh, okay. So it did get reorganized. Huh.
Whip
now I know.
Has been a gifted member for 19 months. So I see one of these beautiful people re-upped me for the 19th straight month.
It's true. We have some very generous people in this community. It is a true statement.
It's true.
It is true.
So, Emily, did you have any other bougie plants on your wish list or currently have list?
Well, some that we haven't talked about are hold on, let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm reading it off a list. Ligonandra
Ligonandra meboldia is near the top of my want list. I have tried to get it a few times. I did get one from Grant and Shelby, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm pretty sure it got. I have this foreground of Marsilea, and it rolled it. Rolled it. So it got nowhere. I think if I were to propagate it, I would need to put it front and center of this tank, get it going, and then move it over. But
yeah,
it's a very cool plant.
I really love
Lagonandra mebolii. Yeah,
I'm trying to find my. I don't have any photos of it, but I have it going in a couple of tanks, and
it's
it's
the one
very
I
finicky.
bought you a tissue culture of.
Yeah, and that one didn't make it. But I got the pot that I got from Grant at the Clash. It had several plantlets, and they're all doing pretty well.
Oh,
it's so slow.
Yeah. It is. Mine just got steamrolled. If I had put it somewhere more prominent, it would have. Yeah.
Well, I find like if I put too much light on mine, it gets algae super fast.
Yes.
So I have to be really careful.
Yeah, it
Plus
cannot.
no CO2. So
I'm gonna see if I can do higher light if I reduce the KH on it. But yeah, it goes through horrible spot algae phases in my 40. And I'm trying to make that a higher light tank, but yeah, every time I increase the light on it, the Lagonandra suffers greatly.
It's hard to find a place that is both open and not, like not being out competed by other plants and lower light.
Yeah.
That's just really hard to do. They're not ideal conditions.
Jody P. has gifted 20 memberships.
Oh, she's
That
Thank you so much, Jody.
She's so generous.
I'm going to send her some dahlias because I'm going to divide my dahlias. And she is on.
I'm dividing irises this year, and she's getting some. And candy.
Oh, nice.
So you can also have them. I'm sure I'll have plenty.
My yard is too tiny to take many plants, so don't send them to me. My yard is my living room is bigger than my yard. It's so tiny. Wow. I have no space at all. No space at all. So yeah. Well, so when I divide dahlias, I can keep one tuber from each variety. That's it.
That's it.
All the others, that's all I have room for. I have room for about 16 or 17 dahlia plants, and that's it. I want all different varieties. So I will be dividing and sending out to friends.
Yeah. Well, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, when I divide up my water lilies, it was 60 degrees today. Like it's supposed to be very warm this whole week. Maybe I will go out there and divide my water lilies this week. Because the water's not bad. I looked out there, the goldfish all survived the winter, and all of the Medaka that I raised from eggs I got from Nancy B. They all made the winter too. So that's
except for Kelley. But do you know what kind they are? The Medaka?
I think they're
the platinum ones?
They're not called platinum, but they look platinum. I think they're called like sky blue, maybe. We'll have to ask Nancy B. But they look exactly like the platinum. I've had the platinum before.
Yeah.
And they're the best. They're the best Medaka. They're very pretty. They're super easy to breed.
But I do like them.
They're super easy to breed. And like, look, I got these from eggs she mailed to me. She mailed me a mom.
Oh, yeah.
It's the easiest way to share them with friends because they're so easy to propagate. So,
yeah.
So there was a question from Annette, and I don't see it. So type it again.
Ask again, Annette. Ask it again.
It's not there. So I ignored it. Apparently.
Oh, and speaking of bougie crypts, for this one's for Zen, and Stephen and I were kind of talking a little bit about it earlier on the Discord. But crypt Sindor, Sindoor. It's like a orangey reddish crypt.
Sounds
and if I can acclimate it, I'll be sending Steven some and Jody.
Nice.
So put on the list if you want to.
Nice.
That's assuming that I get it.
All crypts. I love all crypts.
Yeah, I ordered 3 tissue cultures of it from Boost Plant, and I planted it in like 4 or 5 different tanks, and all of them
Did you split it? Like, did you split it all up or keep it in like clumps?
I mean small clumps. Like each tissue culture, I probably divided like 4 into like 4 different places.
Yeah,
and there was some that looked like it was growing, and then maybe I don't know. I messed with the CO2 slightly, like something changed. Said peace out, and it never came back.
That's a shame.
I do want to try it again,
crossed.
I mean, it looks so pretty, and I mean, I love birds. I love
it's
them
supposed to
all.
be. There's like another red crypt variety that's, I guess, like more rare. But this one's supposed to be easier than that one. So from what I've read,
so there's Jacobs and I pink is
never grown that one.
It's not that hard, and then of course Pink Panther and Pink Flamingo, or
I've grown both of those. They're the same thing. I've heard that one was marketing from ADA and the other one was marketing from Tropica.
And is there a Florida Sunset one?
Yeah, I think so. I think have I grown that? I don't know. There's a Spiralis Tiger. That one is reddish, pretty. I've grown that super slow. I lost it because it got out competed by regular Spiralis. Very slow. Very slow.
Bougie live stream on TikTok or just someone with the same name. I'm not on TikTok, but I do intend to live stream soonish. That's kind of something that Jody and I are working on, but
any news about that
TBD.
Announcement?
Oh no, it's not like an official announcement. But we're coming up with some ideas and everything, so it'll be fun. It'll be
exciting. Whose channel?
Oh, mine. So
on yours. Cool.
Yeah.
So everybody subscribe so you can, get the notification.
Increase my subscribers from 60.
That's right.
I mean, woman. Two ladies with a fish room of dozens of tanks is going to do well. So
I think that's
all you got to do is press the go live button and don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Don't be nervous.
Yeah. That sounds good to me. You guys have a lot of cool stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Stephen and I managed to fill time every week. So,
yeah. Well, I'm trying to help her with getting some Medaka going. Those are some of my favorite fish. So nice. I am going to do some kind of like how to set up from eggs and stuff and grow them up and everything. So that'll be fun.
They're the world's. I'm not a fish breeder at all. We have so many talented breeders in the chat who breed all kinds of fish. We've got Foxanne. I mean, my goodness, she just makes her whole living selling fish that she breeds.
True.
Ryan from Hoon Aquatics, he's bred tons of stuff. Then there's me. I don't breed anything. Medaka are just that they breed themselves. They're
fantastic.
If you just put them in a pond and forget about them, I never even feed them because they have a job too, and that's to eat mosquito larvae. And they need to earn their keep. So I don't even feed my pond fish. And they multiply like crazy. They're so easy. So,
and they're super sparkly. So
they are pretty. I usually can't see them most of the summer though because I have so much water lily coverage.
Oh yeah.
But when the beginning of the season when I can see them, they are very pretty. They survive the winters up here, no problem. Because we had a week where it got down to it was like -12, -15. And they survived just fine. And I didn't even do anything to heat that pond this year. I let it just ice over completely. I'm like, they're going to be fine. And they were. So they are very easy fish. If you want a good looking pond fish that is super easy to breed, I love them. So
that's the plan.
Nice. She's going to like them.
Alec Kumanov said Bob Steenfat's been breeding Corridors Bozeman.
Cool.
Nice.
And I just hopped on Facebook to look at the Planet Tank quick auctions and realized today is MNC birthday. I didn't realize that. Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
If he's still here.
Hopefully he's having some birthday cake right now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Somebody better be because I'm not.
Yeah. Someone should be eating cake right now. It's not me.
Well, you and I eat birthday cake on the same day. So
it's true. That's right, everyone. Emily and I share a birthday with Bentley Pasco.
Yeah. Cool kids
club. 3 of us. So, but I think I'm the oldest of all of you, probably.
You beat me. But
I'm pretty old.
I'm just 34.
Ooh, I'm way older.
I'm right there in the middle then.
Because I'm older than
39.
Bentley. I am elderly, very elderly.
No,
so.
just experience.
No,
you have a
no,
doctorate.
Seasoned.
No.
Seasoned.
Well
You
seasoned.
are well seasoned.
No, I am old.
So Alex said, Lagonandra mebolii doesn't like too much light. What else makes it healthy? CO2, just because it's such a slow grower, and then lots of nutrients at
Root
the
tabs.
substrate.
A lot of root tabs, yeah.
Root tabs help it.
Like
Time.
substrate does
Just
matter
grow.
for certain plants like this.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's
would-
like different schools of thought on
Yeah,
that, but
it does. I would agree with that. It's also one of those things, don't let it get crowded out. And that's a real problem with slow growing plants. They can get crowded out, and that's why I haven't been successful with it, because
it needs that
crowded.
exclusive access to nutrients and not get out competed by other plants absorbing nutrients from the water column.
Well, and just
that's why you use the root
on
tabs.
top
And
of, so it's Geek Boy. Kelley is the oldest. Well, Geek Boy, you're older than me, so not quite the oldest, but old enough.
So what else besides Lagonandra was on your list?
The only other ones that I had that I don't have in my tanks yet is some varieties of Anubias, like variegated varieties. Like I don't have Pinto yet, or Stardust, or the Panda Marble one.
Yeah.
But those are kind of
bougie.
Shush. Sorry.
Well, your dog can join the stream. Dogs are.
She's already run off to the other room. She's the protector. She has to make sure everything's good in the house.
Dog business.
Oh yeah.
Dog business. Wow, Whip is saying I'm old. Thanks, Whip.
Rude.
That's
rude indeed.
Thanks, Whip.
How old are you again, Whip?
Yeah, how old are you?
Want to have an age off again?
An age off.
I beat you. Actually, I don't beat anybody.
Whip is 39. Oh, there you go. I am older than Whip.
So this is one of my variegated Anubias. This is that actually doesn't convert, like revert back to green. Every leaf it's grown, which is like a total of 4 maybe in the last 4 months has been. But I mean, I paid like $50-$60 for this this plant from the Clash from
and I didn't buy that one. I was not willing to. I bought Nana Pinto, and I paid what, 15 for that? 20?
Yeah, that's the Nana Pinto up there.
I would have bought that.
It's a low light tank, so I think I'm gonna move it somewhere else because it started growing like crazy, but just green leaves. So you know, I can get that out of my Nana Petite.
I mean, that's like an aquatic version of Monstera Thai Constellation. Like that looks. I don't know if you guys know. Like
that is a bougie plant.
Terrestrial.
That is a bougie plant.
Yeah.
I only get. So and Ryan just said you're a newbie. Ryan's of Thai Constellation Monstera. It is indeed a bougie plant, and that is not one I've ever gotten because I care even less about bougie house plants. Really? Well, because
we all have our vices.
The fat kitty would destroy them. I would never get an expensive house plant because who knows if he'll kill it or not.
Well, I got my Thai Constellation from Orange Plant Nursery for like $15.
That's pretty
bad. Yeah, they were stupid expensive during the shutdown in 2020. They were like $200 for a propagation. I was like, absolutely not. We're not doing that.
If you put a cutting of that in your suitcase for the Clash, I wouldn't mind one.
You wouldn't mind one?
I'd put it in my hydroponic wall. It would do.
It would work wonderful.
I bring an empty suitcase just to buy plants because we fly there, so I don't want to fly with fish.
I spent so much money at the Clash. I did buy fish though. I bought fish from Eric Bodrock. So
you had them shipped. Cool.
But I drove.
You bought fish from Eric and you didn't get Corey's?
I'm not really into Corey's.
She's a weird one. She doesn't like Corey's. She's the only one in the entire world that doesn't like Corey's.
I don't dislike Corey's. I just don't really care about them. I only care about.
He does a bunch of catfish, so
I really only like cheap Corey's. I really don't. I just find most expensive cories are.
Their only crime is not being a rainbow fish.
You know
They're
what?
just so
That's
cute.
a pretty serious crime when you only have 2 big tanks. Okay, so Ryan says my mature Monstera burl marks flame takes offense.
Ooh,
I
that's
mean,
nice.
I would also, if like a cutting of that happened in my life, I would put it in my hydroponic wall and enjoy it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to spend a ton of money on a houseplant because Fat Kitty is a murderer.
Yeah.
He is a murderer.
Do you have many what are they called? Alocasias?
Alocasia? Yeah. Here you go.
I killed one after the clash.
Oh,
I
that's
bought
a
it at the
shame.
clash and it died.
Oh, look at
Here's
that.
one
And
right
that's-
here.
She
This
got that
is
at the clash
Sabrina.
too.
I was going to plant it in my, in immersed growing out of my tank,
Mm-hmm.
but then I never did.
Oh,
And I've just been keeping it on my kitchen table, and I kind of enjoy it. I am
I would probably keep it like that. My alocasia did not like wet feet.
I'm going to
at
put it
all.
out. I'm going to put it in a planter outside.
the only thing that I found that likes wet feet are like syngoniums. I think that's what they're called. Syngoniums.
Yeah, those two will. I mean,
Yeah.
I grow alocasias in my pond all the time, though.
Well, yeah.
So
But that's
I don't know
also
if I'll put
outside.
it in a pond. I might put it in a pond. I probably will put it in a planter, though.
Mhm.
And it will be very, very happy. So come this probably like in May, I'll put it outside. But it's limping along. It's not getting a lot of light in here is the problem, which it doesn't need a ton of light, but it's
Yeah.
getting none. So
Well, they make grow lights and stuff.
they
for
do,
things
but
like
this is
that.
on my kitchen table, and that's not very convenient.
Yeah.
No,
It's in the way.
that's the leaf.
So Lisa is asking, so how do we bring home aquatic plants in a suitcase?
In
So we
plastic
flew.
bags.
I brought a bunch of fish bags because I brought a bunch of plants to sell at the Fishfam link table, and
That makes
then
sense.
I had no intention of bringing any of those back home except for the ones that I entered into the competition, and then I ended up like giving one of them to Sabu, and he gave us some prizes and stuff for the Fishfam link in exchange, but because it was the Nuri Rosen Maiden that won first place, but I took my boost home because I have to hoard all the boosts.
I just
checked. I had plastic bags and put all the stuff I bought in that, wrapped it in some of my clothes, and it was a checked bag, and they all did fine.
Yeah. I bet you could even like pack a shoebox if you got that many plants, or maybe you need more room than that, but like just that cardboard would probably protect them pretty well.
I feel like we did have a shoebox, and I think it was to pack my whiskey for streaming, which I also didn't bring home with me.
Also
So
equally important. Yes.
yeah, so it worked out.
So Oinky, has Oinky been sick?
Yeah, she has
He's
been.
been sick. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you're on the road to recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
She said, hoping that I will not develop pneumonia again. Yeah.
Oof.
So.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope that too. Please
yeah. I hope for everyone in this chat and on the stream that you don't get pneumonia.
So Prodigal, I think talking about the
sun.
alocasia, maybe.
I wasn't going to put it in full sun. Yeah. I've got lots and lots of planters outside that are in pretty deep shade, actually. Yeah. Like some of them are hard to find something that will grow, but alocasias do grow pretty well. So yeah, they'll go.
I think I'm
try again.
Experiment with some hostas this year.
Yeah.
I really want. My front is a full sun, but it's fully shaded by some maples, and so I'm kind of like, well, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, especially in the heat down there. I mean, it's so hot down there.
Yeah,
they really just fry in the sun. But I have trouble finding things that will take the shade for those planters. They're very deep shade. I mean, I could put hostas in them, but they're planters.
Just put another pond. Why not?
I mean, no, they're on
no more room.
Like they're on my deck. Not really. Well, my ponds are all full sun. They're all full sun, and they do really well. So the alocasia I'm looking for, if anybody has it in the chat, I would love to buy one from you. It's one called Pharaoh's Mask. That's
Oh,
what I really, really, really want. It's
you should look up Hilo Beauty. That's my favorite one.
Hilo Beauty,
Yeah,
like Hawaii.
Hilo, like Hawaii.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hilo, like Hawaii.
Hilo, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look that one up. That sounds really cool.
It's a stunner. And of course it looks bougie, so.
Of course. I mean, we would plus. Yeah, I've grown lots of varieties of alocasias and colocasias outside, and they do really
this looks
well.
kind of like the one that I had. I don't know.
Well, Stephen, you can grow them year round where you live. Like,
Well, I was stupid and tried to put it in the tank, and it just didn't want to. It didn't like to be
it happens.
wet, so I won't do that again if I get one.
Too hard.
I mean,
Well, yeah, and I also have that orchid in there, which I'm
Mhm.
told is not gonna do okay long term, but we'll see.
It might. You never
it's
know.
an
My grocery store was out of orchids, so I didn't get one this weekend. Hopefully, I'll be able to go to Trader Joe's and get one this weekend because all the cool kids are doing it. I got to do it too.
Might as well try.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it my hydroponic wall, and I think that it will do better than in the tank because the roots will not be like fully submerged.
Yeah,
they'll just.
I bet that would work better.
Yeah.
I would even, like you talked about having apothecary. Like I would even try putting an air stone in apothecary somehow with like the tubing or whatever, and then have the bubbles going up if it were constantly submerged in Stephen's
sounds
case.
Dangerously close to DIY.
Oh no! We're not talking hard DIY. This is like literally.
You can.
I don't like to run air stoves. They drive me nuts.
Well,
too bubbly and loud. But I have a hydroponic.
They are loud.
It's got a couple spots open. So for those of you in chat who have not seen
my
hydroponic wall, there it is. It's amazing. And there are a couple spots open in it. I do have room for more stuff. So yeah, it's Corey, if you're still in chat, please make and sell hydroponic walls because I got it from a company called Aqua and it was trash. The kit, the light was garbage. I had to replace that. The plumbing was garbage. The pump was garbage, but the wall itself was really great. But if you guys sold it, I know it would be awesome and it would be an awesome product. And I love this thing. And I think everybody who sees it really loves it. And it's really, really easy and low maintenance. And it looks super cool.
Yeah,
just saying,
I think
it's a good product for you.
Several foot wide, bulky plastic non-aquarium item is the perfect thing for aquarium co-op.
I know. Come on,
it won't be as much as that 4-foot light.
I mean, but why doesn't someone else sell this product? Like, or just
there's an awful lot of DIY hydroponic stuff. Yeah,
I mean, might almost break even on the shipping.
Maybe.
It was not that expensive. It was like with shipping, it was like $130. But then I had to get new.
Wasn't it from like Europe? You said?
Yeah, I got it from Spain.
Oh,
from a sporting goods store.
Then that results in hey, $130 flooded my floor. I want a refund.
Wait, you could just put like a Ceche label on it.
Just put a Ceche label on it. There you go.
Just blame them.
It's so. I mean, I wouldn't mind having another one, but I don't want to go through again what I went through to get it. I mean, I guess I have all the parts and stuff to get it to work. Like,
yeah,
I had to get a new pump for it.
Is the pump actually in the tank? Like,
yeah, there's a teeny tiny $5 pond pump in there. I switched it with because the power head they sent was garbage.
I think Vivo Sun sells one, but it's a series of pipes with holes in it, and I don't know. Certain things I would worry about hanging it on my drywall.
This one, yeah,
that one seems good.
Yeah, it's completely. It works perfect now. It's awesome. It's no maintenance at all. I mean, I guess like once a year I trim it. I mean,
Tommy's building an aquaponic system on the back of his fish shed.
But again, I'm willing to do no DIY. I want a plug and play thing. That's what I want.
Market it as easy floor. There you go.
There you go. There you go. But like, yeah, it is really nice though. And people who come in the house, That's the first thing they always notice. They're like, "Wow, that looks so good."
Correct,
It's
Bob.
series
It's a
of
series
tubes,
of tubes. It's not a truck.
much
It's
like
not a
the
truck.
internet.
You can't just
Much like
dump
the
your
internet.
plants in it.
Yeah. That would be nice, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody could just DIY something for you and then ship all the parts directly to you, so it's just a plug and play from there.
You know, I'm willing to pay for stuff like that because
Yeah.
I derive zero enjoyment from
Kelley
DIY.
white glove service,
None.
though.
I
Like,
would
they're gonna bring it in
You
and
need them
set
to install it too to the studs.
The only reason I got this to work is like Aquatic Moose. He just made it his mission to get this to work for me. Like he sent me Amazon links for everything. He
Nice.
troubleshot the whole thing. Like,
Oh man, what a
it
bro!
never would have happened without him. So, he was a man on a mission.
Oh, do we have a question for Rebecca? She missed part of it. I don't remember.
Do we
I mean,
have
at
a
the
question
beginning
for
of
her?
the stream, we were just saying how awesome you are, Rebecca.
Yeah,
and
we were giving
how
you a
much
shout
you
out.
liked your video.
Yeah, and I didn't know if you had taken the video down. I hope you didn't, and if you have, I hope you put it back up. I think it's worth keeping up there.
I think it's excellent.
Totally up to you. I understand if you
I mean, no pressure.
don't want to
but
deal with the shit bags, but shit bags are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, because some days you just can't deal with it. You just can't. It's not enough. I get that. Corey's saying, "You're really selling me on this product." Everyone's saying how hard it is. Here's the thing. If the pump worked and the lights worked, it is easy. Like it should be really easy to set up. And it's so easy. It's no maintenance. I do so much more work on the plants in my tank. It just works.
Well, you know what gets me with every single pump product is finding the right tube size to go with it. I can never, for the life of me, find the correct tube size. So as long as the pump comes with the right tube, I can set it up. No problem.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem with this. It's like a little pond pump, and then it's got a little tubing off that, and then it's got a reducer, and then that goes up there. So it's like airline tubing. It goes up there. And then the final piece of it was it was spraying my floor because the bracket they provided didn't fit. And so I ended up getting like a binder clip and holding it with that, where it is held in place for 2 years.
And you say you don't like DIY.
I hate it.
She resented every part of having to make that thing work.
I was extremely angry. It was not fun. I do not enjoy DIY.
I fixed it in anger.
Yeah, I think we did a stream. I think it's called like Kelly's hydroponic wall when you first set it up, and we talked about it. So
it doesn't spray my floor. It just works. It just works. It just works.
It's great, she says. Yeah, like you just have to send whenever you sell this hydroponic wall, send a booklet of instructions with a list of other things you have to buy, and it's easy.
No, I'm saying that Aquarium Co-op would make it so it worked. They would not sell a garbage product.
They would make it so that
wouldn't let Kelley down.
It would work for you, and then someone else would run the pump like mounted to the wall or something.
But isn't that true of every pump? Like some idiot would take like a power head and like point it straight to the sky and be like,
Corey's
I don't know why
buying the air pump.
I don't know. In the aquarium, so you never know.
See,
people put air pumps underwater. I know. I'm sure you have people who are like, my fish need 1 jar of fish food per day. Like I just pour the whole thing on. Like I know.
Alex saying Lowe's is pretty good for Phalaenopsis moth orchids. That's the one I have, and I know that it doesn't grow well in water. I have just the very tips of it dipped in water, so we'll see how long it lasts.
Aquarium Zen knows a lot about plant walls. Well, that's good to know.
I've heard of that place.
Because I love mine.
Jose Davila absolutely detests DIY. Hate how the U.S. hobby is all about DIY. You know what? This stream, this particular episode is about bougie things, and DIY is not very bougie.
It is not bougie. DIY is a very unbougie hobby.
I'm telling you, Dean is like easily the most bougie DIYer I've ever seen. Everything is so precise and it looks so good, and he has it just so. And I'm like, dude, you need a trophy.
But when I DIY, it doesn't look good and clean. It looks ghetto-y.
like most fish rooms. Mine is kind of a Franken fish room, but it doesn't have a lot of DIY. It just has a lot of mistakes, like product purchases that I would, if I could go back in time and advise my newbie self, say, nah, don't do that, do this. And so now I'm kind of in this stage of like, I've got wires everywhere. I have like 12 different styles of tanks and different filters. And, it's helped me learn a lot. But right now it's just fucking annoying. And I got to do something about it, like consolidate, streamline it.
I mean, I had all the wires and tubes and hoses and everything in the front of my racks for the longest time. And I finally got it to the back on at least one of them. So it's just a process. Maybe you can fix it. Maybe.
I just, I'm really not any good at cord management. That's just too hard for me. I just need Brian.
It takes a lot of foresight.
I really just need Brian, Peplin Creek Aquatics, to come and just deal with my cords, because I can't. I just don't have what it takes. I bought like the little, the little Velcro ties to manage my cords. And I just can't do it. And I just, I'm not very good at that. It's just, you can't be good at everything.
You have other strengths, Kelley.
I'm pretty sure Brian can't do the splits, and I can. So there we go. I mean, maybe he can. I haven't asked. So
I will say that whatever you call the yoga move that you showed me while we were here, I occasionally will do it because it kind of makes my back feel good for a day.
You have really good external hip rotation.
Who would have thought? Who knew that I could move my hips really well?
I know you were pretty good, but I'm glad it makes your back feel better, because that's a big thing yoga does. It makes your back feel better. So.
DIB, do it bougie. Bob has gifted one membership.
Thank you, Bob.
I can't see the YouTube.
Thanks, Bob.
How's your baby doing, Bob? How's the baby? We wanna hear.
I hope she's good.
Yeah.
She's still pretty new, but I hope she's doing well.
If it works, it's good enough. Corey says Dean will literally build it 5 times till it works and looks good. You don't see stuff that doesn't work.
He has high standards, and clearly my standards are low. They are. So
your DIY standards are low anyway.
They're so low. Just the lowest of the low. And that's why I just desperately need someone to help me. So
Oinky, have we ever grown the humble, non-bougie sweet potato or strawberry plants at the top of your aquariums?
Not enough. I've grown them in my my pond, in the bog box of my pond. And if they grow out there, they will grow in your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never done strawberries.
She's hesitated because of potential potato rotting. Now, aren't you supposed to just have like dip the very bottom of it, like you can?
You don't have it out all the way. They can take a lot of moisture, sweet potatoes. So don't grow like a. Don't grow like a potato, grow a sweet potato. They are botanically very different plants. I would not recommend the strawberry just because you're not going to get strawberries indoors.
Yeah,
they need a lot of light. They need pollinators.
They need a lot of phosphorus too. Like for
they need to grow outside.
Yeah.
So,
but I think we missed this
potato. And Rebecca says, Rebecca said her sweet potato rotted, but her avocado pit did well. So
yeah.
Eric, if you're still here, because I think you sent this an hour ago, and I'm looking at the starred comments and did not even notice it. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for that.
I saw it and then I didn't say anything, but I mean, I don't know. We're just not really doing very well today.
Well,
we're doing our best, and our best is not great.
Imagine, like having to keep track of everyone who comes in and then have a conversation. It's hard.
I saw his what he was telling you and Jenna on your McStreamy the other last week, and I thought that was super brave of him. So kudos to you, dude. That was
yeah.
awesome.
Which stream was this? I missed this
Friday
one.
night. At
Last
the very
Friday's
end.
streamy at the very last like 5 minutes.
I missed it. What was I doing on Friday? Oh, Jake and I were tired. We just went to bed really early. That's why. We went to bed at like 10:30 or something, which is good because the time change. It was like going to bed at 11:30. So, you know, we're like, let's just not fight this. Let's just go to bed. So
yeah.
So he says Eric clearly left because he felt slighted.
Well, he should. I would be furious.
Send him a thank you note.
Write him a little card.
I'll message him if he's not here. Yeah.
So Oinky points out though that I did make her pig, Edwina. So I mean, I guess I in my mind there's a difference between crafts and DIY, and it's that there are no power tools involved.
But what about a Dremel? That's like
no, I'm not going to use a Dremel. I could hurt myself. No.
Kelley doesn't even have a cordless drill.
I don't. I sometimes
Do you have a corded drill?
His. No.
Well,
Once in a while,
drill, period.
Like if I need drilling to occur, Jake brings his drill and he does it for me because I am not operating a drill. No. No. Why else have a man in your life?
It's like the most basic tool. You're a homeowner. You have to have a drill.
Why else do I have this man in my life if not to run power tools for me and to lift heavy shit for me? I'm not doing that. Yeah, yes, I did, Bob. Yes, I did.
That's where I was going with that. Thank you for picking it up.
Rebecca owns her own drill. Well, she's a better person than I am. So there you go.
Drills for plant pots.
Person. Oh yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I think now you're probably going to get like a dozen drills for Christmas.
From home. I mean, I'm not going to. I'll just give them to Jake. I mean, I'm not doing that.
What if it was like a baby drill you just kept in your closet just in case you needed it, like to hang up a picture?
That's called an electric screwdriver.
No, I don't know. He kind of just into it.
Do you have a screwdriver? Not even electric. Just
I have some screwdrivers. I don't really use them. They're for like when I make him use them.
Okay. So it's just Jake has it's like leaving his toothbrush at your place. He has a little supply of hand tools there.
Yeah, he has a supply of various stuff. I have my own electric staple gun. I do not operate it.
That's nice.
But I do own one. So there you go.
Okay. What about this? What about using an electric drill to use as an auger to plant like tulips or something?
You know, I would still make him do that.
Really?
Know? Yeah, sure.
Jake's very handy and obviously very willing. So
you know, it's the price of admission to this show. You know? It's the way it goes. He gets it. He's not complaining.
Who we got
whatever works, I guess.
Streaming next. I think Hagen Hill is going in about 2 minutes, and then in 17 minutes, the Steve Bots.
And Scotty streaming tonight?
I don't see him scheduled. I don't see him in chat, so he might be working.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can have Hagen Hill on your phone, and you can have SteamBot on your laptop, and you can comment on one with your left hand and the other with your right hand. Okay. Yep. You've got your plan for the evening worked out, guys. You know what to do.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Perfect. All right. Well, Emily, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
this was a fun conversation.
It's been a lot of fun. We loved having you. We're very excited for your coming stream. We're very excited to see you at the Clash.
Yes, I'm excited. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks, Emily.
Awesome. Well, you're welcome back anytime you feel like joining us, for plant talk. And
all right.
Making us bougier.
Wants to join us too. Just drop us a line. And it's a plant stream, so we're talking plants.
That's right. And you're almost to 80 subs, Denny's has. So good job, community. Way to get it done. Nice. But thank you everyone for being here, and thank you to anyone who gave money or memberships, putting Fat Kitty through college. I appreciate it. And thank you to our mods and our replay crew and our lurkers. I mean, maybe delurk. You could make fun of me for not operating power tools. It's a thing
There
you
you
could do. But
Low hanging fruit.
it's the lowest hanging fruit. But we will see you all next week. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Adios.